They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hey guys, you are watching 8D Gaming YouTube channel. Today I am going to show you top 5 open world games which are playable on a 2GB RAM. I mean perfect for a 2GB RAM low end PC and will get 60 FPS in every game. Listen me. And the graphics of these games, don't ask me, they are mind-blowing graphics. If you are a low-end PC gamer, you should watch this video till the end cause I am showing top 5 games. Not top 10 nor top 30. Top 5 games. And I have played these games in an old laptop which was having integrated Intel HD 650 graphics. You should subscribe the channel because here you will get those games which you had never seen. Slap that subscribe button. I know I have copied that, but slap that subscribe button and like button too. Let's get started with the intro.
Let's roll.
3, 2, 1.
And yes, like. On the number 1 we have The Godfather 2. The Godfather 2 is an open-world action-adventure game played from a third-person perspective, in which the player controls Dominic, Don of the Corleone family in New York City, and Michael Corleone's underboss. The basic gameplay and game mechanics fall into the subgenre of Grand Theft Auto clones, as the player can travel throughout the game world freely, commandeer vehicles, do whatever they want in terms of attacking and/or killing innocent civilians, and progress through the storyline at their own leisure, spending as much time traversing the city as they wish. Much of the game is based around third-person shooting, with the player able to wield a pistol, a magnum, a Tommy gun, a shotgun, and a sniper rifle, as well as projectiles such as Molotov cocktails and dynamite. The game features both a lock-on system and a manual aiming system. In the manual system, the player has complete freedom to aim wherever they wish. In the lock-on system, the player can lock onto a target, but still has a certain degree of freedom to aim manually. The targeting reticule can be moved around the lock-on target, allowing the player to target specific areas. If the reticule turns red, the player has found a weak point. All enemies have 4 weak points, their 2 knees and their 2 shoulders. If the player shoots one of their knees, the enemy will no longer be able to run, but will continue to shoot back. If the player hits a shoulder, the enemy won't be able to fire back or fight. System requirements for Godfather 2, your PC will have to have 2 GB RAM, 9 GB HDD, DirectX 9. It also needs a graphics card that is as powerful as NVIDIA GeForce 7800 GT/AMD Radeon X 1600, and it should be paired with either an AMD Athlon 64 3000 Plus or Pentium 4 2.8 GHz CPU Intel to match the Godfather 2 recommended system specs. It is just a low PC specs, Pentium 4. Lol. On the number 2 we have Mafia II. The game is set in the 1940s early 1950s era of Empire Bay, a fictional city based on New York City, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Boston and Detroit. There are 50 vehicles in the game as well as licensed music from the era. Depending on the weather during the course of the game, vehicles handle differently. For example, during the early chapters in winter, vehicles are more likely to slip on the road due to the ice. Many firearms from the previous game return, such as the Thompson submachine gun and Colt 1911, as well as a pump-action shotgun. New World War II era weapons, the MG42 and the Beretta Model 38, also appear in the game. Interacting with objects in the environment involves 2 action buttons, a standard action and a violent action. For example, when stealing a car, the player may choose to either pick its lock or break the window glass, used in context-sensitive situations. A map is included as in the original Mafia game, but the checkpoint system has been completely overhauled. New controls include a cover system that allows the player to take cover behind objects, such as generators, walls and large crates, and shoot enemies, rather than just entering an arbitrary crouch post behind them. This feature provides tactical support against enemies and has become a crucial technique of the genre. The game's cutscenes are created by the game engine in real time. For example, if the player is riding in a car and a cutscene starts, the player will be driving the same car with the same condition, damaged or intact, and will be wearing the same clothes. There are exceptions, however, such as the opening sequence and the cutscene that depicts the Empire Arms Hotel explosion in Chapter 10, which are pre-rendered video clips. System requirements for Mafia II: 1.5 GB RAM, 8 GB HDD, DirectX 9 and Pentium D3 GHz or AMD Athlon 64X2 3600+, dual-core graphics cards, NVIDIA GeForce 8600/ATI HD 2600 Pro or better. These are the recommended system requirements. Any dual-core CPU without any GPU can work easily in medium settings. On the number 3 we have Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 is a third-person action-adventure title set in an open world in which the player uses a combination of stealth, parkour, and combat to complete various missions. The player takes the role of 3 characters during the course of the game. The main character is Desmond Miles, a 21st century assassin, working to uncover the secrets of a mysterious precursor vault that will protect the Earth from an upcoming solar flare on December 21, 2012. To uncover the secrets, Desmond uses the Animus to live out memories of 2 of his ancestors which the player controls during these sequences, both set at the time of the American Revolutionary War. The first, briefly played at the start of the game, is Haytham Kenway, a British emperor who seeks the location of the vault. The second and the primary character for the game is Riton Hayton, the result of a brief liaison between Kenway and a Native American woman. Riton Hayton takes on the name Connor to blend in better with colonial society. When playing as Connor, the player has access to a huge wilderness known as the Frontier. System requirements for Assassin's Creed 3: 2 GB RAM, 17 GB HDD, DirectX 10 and Core 2 Duo E8200 or 3 GHz Athlon 64x2 6000 plus 2.66 GHz. Graphics cards can be either NVIDIA GeForce 8600 GT 512 MB or AMD Radeon HD 3870. The system requirements I am showing you are recommended. So need of fear. And the number 4 we have Batman: Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins is an open-world action-adventure game incorporating stealth game tactics. Batman can use his cape to glide around Gotham City and the grapnel gun's retracting rope to attach to hard-to-reach ledges and extend his flight. Some gadgets from previous Arkham games are present at the start of Arkham Origins, while others become available during play. Returning gadgets include the cryptographic sequencer, used to hack security consoles, the Batclaw, used for hooking onto surfaces, the Batarang, a throwing weapon, the remote Batarang, its remote-controlled counterpart, explosive gel, used to destroy weak surfaces and knock down enemies, smoke pellets, used for stealthy exits and entrances, that disruptor, which can remotely disable guns and explosive mines, and the grapnel accelerator, an earlier version of the grapnel boost. New equipment in Batman's arsenal include the remote claw. This allows Batman to target 2 objects and pull them together, allowing him to throw enemies into each other or hit them with objects. Tethering 2 walled points creates a tightrope for Batman to cross. Shock gloves, which allow Batman to block electric attacks, disable some enemies and stun shielded ones, and short-circuit objects, and the concussion detonator, capable of stunning large enemy groups. Minimum system requirements OS: 32-bit Vista, Win 7, Win 8, Win 8.1. Processor, Intel Core 2 Duo, 2.4 GHz, AMD Athlon X2, 2.8 GHz. Memory, 2 GB RAM. Graphics, NVIDIA GeForce 8800 GTS. DirectX, 10. Hard drive space, 20 GB. Number 5, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. Need for Speed Most Wanted is set in an open-world environment. The game takes on the gameplay style of the first Most Wanted title in the Need for Speed franchise. Most Wanted allows players to select one car and compete against other racers in 3 types of events: sprint races, which involves traveling from one point of the city to another, circuit races, each having 2 or 3 laps total, and speed runs, which involve traversing through a course in the highest average speed possible. There are also ambush races, where the player starts surrounded by cops and must evade their pursuit as quickly as possible. Cops are integrated into certain racing sessions, in which the police deploy vehicles and tactics to stop the player's car and arrest the player, like the original Most Wanted. The game features a Most Wanted list of 10 racers, similar to the blacklist in the single-player section of the original Most Wanted, which featured 15 racers. As the Most Wanted racers are defeated, their cars are added to the player's roster the moment the player wrecks them. In this reiteration, the focus shifts from Rockport, the city in the original, to a new city called Fairhaven. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 PC requirements: minimum CPU -2 GHz dual-core, Core 2 Duo 2.4 GHz or Athlon X2 2.7 GHz, RAM -2 GB. GPU, graphics card, AMD, DX, DirectX 10.0. Operating system, Windows Vista, Service Pack 132-bit. Slap that like button. Slap that subscribe button. Like. And comment me what should I make in the next video. Just do that. Lastly, respect your country and my love to your low-end PC. Thanks for watching.